Alright, today I'm making a chocolate pie for a holiday party. So first off, we're going to start with the crust. I have a roll-out crust. And first we're going to need to flour the pan. And flour our hands. This is a 9.5 inch deep pan, so we're going to have to stretch the crust. We push out from the center and get our nice form to the pan, and we take care of the edges. Now we score the bottom. As evenly as possible so nothing bubbles up. Wanting to make sure we get it in the joint there so no bubbles pop up and ruin our crust. Now the crust goes into the oven at 450 for about 8 minutes. Since this is a glass pan, if you're using a metal pan, you'll probably be going closer to 10 minutes. Now it's time to prepare our ingredients. For this we will need 1.5 cups of sugar, a half cup of chocolate powder, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a half teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of milk, 3 eggs slightly beaten, 1 tablespoon butter, and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. So we're going to prep that all first before we put it in. And we're doing all this while we're waiting for the pie crust. So the 3 eggs go first. 1. 2, 3. Three cups of milk. We'll get our later ingredients, our vanilla and our butter. We want a tablespoon of vanilla. And a tablespoon of butter. We'll put it over there. And we grab our pot and we start measuring. 1.5 cups of sugar. Half. A whole. A half. cocoa powder, a half cup of cocoa powder, now we're going to check our pie because it's going to beep. That's just right at 8 minutes. We're going to take it out. And not drop it. We need our cornstarch next, and that's 3 tablespoons. Except I already used the tablespoon, so I have to get another one. One, 2, 3. It's raining today, so the humidity's up, and I'm going to add a little extra. The more cornstarch you add, the more solid it's going to be. So if your pie turns out to be a bit weepy, you need more cornstarch. And last is the salt. A half teaspoon of salt. Now we add the milk. And we're gonna add the egg early. I like adding the egg early because it doesn't always cook up, especially if I keep the heat on low. Otherwise, you have to take stuff off and add it, and it's a real pain. I don't like to do that. So we're going to start mixing with this flat bottom wire whisk so we can get everything off the bottom and get everything well incorporated. We only want to use this wire whisk in our pot for long enough to get all the chunks out. Otherwise, we're scratching the pot. That's pretty good for now, so we're going to get rid of the wire whisk and we're going to put it on the heat. I'm going to start it out by turning it to about medium. Get this going slow. Now that we're on medium heat, we stir for a very long time. As you can see, I have an excessive amount on the sides, which I normally don't do. So we're going to want to scrape that down. As you can see, it's still pretty grainy, so we're going to need a lot more stirring. As you can see here, we are just about to boiling with this. It's just starting to thicken. I had to kick it up to about medium-high, which I don't really like to do because it creates little chunks. You can see right there, there's one. That's from it getting too hot on the bottom and me not stirring fast enough. You could also butter the bottom of the pan, and that helps with that, which I did not do this time. This is my first time cooking this recipe in cast iron, and I wanted to see how it went. I'm going to try to stop stirring the bottom and just hover above it so I don't get more of these chunks, because I'm getting quite a few of these black chunks in here now, because the whole mixture just won't get to boiling. All right, we're just starting to see bubbles here. We need to get it bubbling harder than this. My bubbles went away. So I don't think my power's going too good today for my stove. I think that's part of the problem. I don't want to kick it up too much because I know this cast iron won't cool down fast enough. When I need it to. Because this can fizz up and boil over. And did I lose power completely? We got bubbles. See, now that we got bubbles, good bubbles, we need to go about 2 minutes. And it needs to bubble a little bit harder than this. As you can see, I have lots of chunks, mostly from scraping the bottom. Now we want to watch our timer and do about 2 minutes. So we want it to boil good, but we don't want to overdo it. We're getting the right thickness right now. So we need about 30 more seconds because I can smell some of it's already starting to burn a little bit. I'm turning the power off because cast iron holds its heat and my heating coils will hold the heat pretty good. So see how the spoon is resisting through here now when I'm stirring. It's time to take it off. Now's the time to add our vanilla and our butter. And we do want to keep stirring. We want it to cool off fairly fast. Now we can pour it in the pie crust at any time since we aren't doing the meringue. Most people like to let it cool a little bit more before we pour it, but this cast, it's keeping it very hot. So I'm probably just going to pour it here in a second.
You could see that steam coming off the cast iron kept it a lot hotter than a regular pan. And this is what burnt on the bottom. To stop that, you'll want to butter it, but buttering it also can make it flake more. I'm going to have to soak that. And there you go. One steaming hot holiday pie.